it's going to shock some people when they begin to understand how absolutely free they are. And let me take another side trail here because this is good. Have you ever, for example, say you had to clean out your mother's basement, so you ask your friend for help. So, hey, Bob, can you help me clean out my mom's basement? And Bob says, well, you know what? I would love to, but I have, say they were going to do it Saturday. So, well, I'd love to help you. I really would, but I got to work on Saturday myself, so I can't. Well, just at that moment, Bob's friend comes and says, hey, guess what? I found out we don't have to work Saturday. So now Bob kind of looks over and goes, oh, gosh, I'm stuck. Oh, gosh, I didn't want to help, but I just told him I wanted to help. I would have helped, but I had to work. In other words, I had the perfect excuse. And I'm sure you're familiar with the point I'm making. Well, Jesus uses basically that argument in Luke chapter 11 when he says the queen of the south will rise in judgment with this nation and condemn it because she repented at the preaching of Solomon. Basically, she and a greater than Solomon is here. In other words, when the queen of the south came to see Solomon, you can read about it in the Old Testament. I mean, there was just no spirit left in her. She just fainted when she heard his wisdom, when she saw the glory, when she saw the way he ascended up to the throne, when she saw how the cupbearers and how the attendants were dressed and the glory. In other words, there was no spirit in her. She proved Solomon with hard questions. But Jesus is saying, look, now a greater than Solomon is here, talking about himself, salvation, and they weren't choosing him. And here he's saying, I'm greater than Solomon, but the queen of the south repented basically at what Solomon did. She bowed her knee to what Solomon was saying, and here I'm greater than Solomon, but you're not bowing your knee to me. And he makes the same argument with Jonah. Nineveh repented when Jonah preached, but here I am greater than Jonah, but you're not repenting. And here's why I told my funny story about Bob and I'd love to help you, but I can't. Is Jesus immediately then, you can find this in Luke 11, after he says that, he goes into talking about light. The light of the body is the eye. If the eye be single, the whole body's full of light. But if your eye's not single, then you're not letting the light in and you're walking by darkness. You guys can go and read it. The point he's making is, and before he started talking about this, those people wanted a sign. So his argument was, no sign is going to be given because you're only asking for me to give you a sign because you're denying the light of the salvation that is the real thing. In other words, you don't need a sign of something when you actually have the thing. So Jesus is saying, I'm standing in front of you as the real thing, and you're asking me for a sign. It proves you don't want the real thing that's right in front of you. The very same way it proved Bob didn't really want to help the guy clean out the basement. So he's saying, oh, I would if I could, but I got to work. In other words, that's the same thing as them asking Jesus for a sign. Oh, Jesus, we'll believe you if you give me a sign. Jesus says, I am the very thing in front of you want a sign for. Why don't you just take me? So therefore, God is always going to be perfectly just on Judgment Day, no matter what excuse anybody thinks they has as to why they did not bow their knee to Jesus and live righteously and maintain that salvation, is all those excuses are already covered by the glory and the light of Jesus had they accepted him. No excuse on that day.